Very
Yeah,
good
I think it's
boy.
going pretty cool.
So, if everybody thinks it's going so cool,
So cool.
we're going to have a bit of a time skip here. We're going to sort of go through the next month, and Blair, you've sort of taken Vemnon up on his offer here. You've decided to sort of go along with his plan as you realize it's sort of something you've been wanting to do as well. And so you've started... Vemnon can't help you with everything, so you've started sort of trying to, on your own, gain favor and access with the Caro Mafia, which is the one who Vemnon would tell you organized the hit on your family.
Yeah.
In fact, if I bring you over to here, we can cross one name off the list.
Oh, damn.
And there's many more to go. So, Vemnon would have told you who you need to kill. So, the people are Jacob Bloody Hat Martin, Miles Caro, and Vincent Caro. And Vincent Caro is the head of the family. So that's probably going to be the hardest one for you. So this is why you have to sort of like actually be in the family to get a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Since they have a lot of enemies, so they tend to be very paranoid around anyone they don't trust. So you've sort of got to try and gain their trust. So how have you been going about trying to just get at the base entry level for entering this sort of family, the Caro family?
The thing that my guy's best at, especially on surface level, is he's very quick-witted and really quick with his words.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be doing very, very small courier jobs. Very entry-level
that's basically
courier
like all
jobs.
they would give you.
Yeah, so it's mostly me smuggling and delivering gun parts so that a guy can, somebody who's going to use the gun for a hit can assemble his gun, and just certain things like that. There's just, that's the kind of stuff that I'm doing. And I'm also doing a lot of delivery stuff to the cops that they have on their payroll, which is why they need somebody very discreet and very good with their words to do it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we get these kind of like fade sort of vignettes, these sort of flash throughs of Blair going through these tasks, him shaking hands with a guy as he hands over basically like a small sort of crate that as he sort of like nods back as like one of the goons that he's been assigned with on that job, like brings a big crate round, that sort of thing.
The most notable thing though with all these vignettes would be there is this bicycle that has a grocery basket on the front of it that I'm taking to and from every courier job. I don't own a car.
Yeah, so in between every like vignette of an actual job, we get like a vignette of you driving home and then like quickly like hanging up like your jacket on a peg that you've got, and then we get another shot of you picking it up and then driving back, and then like the next vignette of the next job, just to sort of like get the time and like different days. So some days your jacket's covered in rain, some days it's got like a bit of like blood splatter on the side.
Yeah, so what it is that there's a road that's this steep of an incline. So we see me with the package in my thing riding up it, like standing and riding up, and then we see at the end of the day me like very lazily, like with my head sorted down with a cigarette in my mouth, just going down the hill and then up again and then down the hill.
So a month passes this way of all these jobs, and you finally get asked for. You don't have to go to anyone for your jobs. You're explicitly asked for a very particular job. And all you were really told was that Jacob the Bloody Hat Martin wanted to meet with you.
Yeah.
And he's
so
one of the people on your list.
We'd see one more vignette of me going to this local shop and getting measured for a suit, and literally having the entire wad of cash, everything that I've been, my guy's been eating shitty PB&J sandwiches.
Yeah.
Just you see this
we get a shot
cash.
of you like getting one of the floorboards off from your floor, like reaching in, pulling out the wad, and then we get a shot of you being measured and like getting all prim and proper ready for this meeting. Yeah,
and handing it over, and then getting a custom fit, slim fitted, gray suit, very very sharp.
Okay.
Sort of tacky though, and it's also like maybe not measured properly. So like if I was to stick my arms out, like my arms, you could see my skin. Like it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But for a cheap like halfling run back shop, it's pretty okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you get that done, and all you were told was to go to a very specific place. And when you got there, it was a small house of some description. It just looked like a residential place with a small garage with a ramp that comes up directly onto the road. You went up to the door, and there was a small post-it note which just said, "The Garage." What would you like to do?
Yeah, so I'll go and I will, I'll get up, I'll stop, I'll grab my bike.
You see there is a couple of nice cars pulled up like in front, like on the ramp in front of the garage right now.
I'm gonna go
as
around
if
to
someone
the
else
back.
is visiting. Yeah.
I'm gonna go around to the back, walk through the alleyway with my bike. It's doing the tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
tick, 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 tick as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll
so
walk
you
my
make
bike
your
in.
Yeah, cool. But you make your way into the garage
Mm-hmm.
eventually. Yeah. It's this sort of dark room. It has what looks like maybe even a nicer car than Vemnon had, just through flashiness, but maybe not as well kept. But it's probably the latest, like the equivalent of a like Chrysler model B70 with a few more like pipes and stuff coming off, since it's mostly gnomish design.
Nice.
And there's this sort of like constant hum even when it's not on, and this sort of like sparking as that goes through some of the pipes. And you hear some mild discussion from inside the vehicle.
Okay.
And then a window starts being rolled down. You see a man with very sharp features. He's wearing a dark scarlet hat and is dressed in a waistcoat, which is buttoned over a dress shirt. His trousers are sort of like held up by these sort of clip leather straps that go over his shoulders. And he nods at you. He's like, "Are you Blair?
Yeah, I just nod to him.
Get in the back. Jacob Martin." I raise a hand to shake it.
Yeah, I stick my hand out, and just Blair Lyons.
Yeah, and this is what he looks like.
Oh,
If you
Nice.
see that.
yeah.
And you get into the back, and you're sort of like on the leftmost seat, and we get this sort of shot of the dark car, and the camera sort of focuses on mostly in frame on Jacob in the front seat, and he sort of looks over his shoulder. "So I hope you all understand that under almost all circumstances we wouldn't be giving you anything important, let alone me giving it to you personally. But I'm feeling generous, and we need something special doing today, boys." And you see that like most of his face is almost constantly hidden in shadow from this like thick brimmed hat. "So, I've already introduced myself to most of you, but formally, I'm Jacob Martin. Most of my colleagues call me the Bloody Hat. I hope you don't mind if I get to know you Greens before we really sink our teeth into the meat of this. And then he looks over to his right in the front seat of the vehicle, and his grin sort of spreads. "No offense by Greens." And we see the camera sort of cuts to the passenger seat where we see Tommy Green.
God.
So, Harvey, if you'd like to describe sort of what you've been doing. You've been waiting for almost like 5 minutes for the last guy to arrive.
Right. So I'll
And
probably
you
sort of
see him just like, you've seen him like walk into this garage, like put his bike up against the wall, and then like get into the back of the car. He's currently like in the leftmost seat at the back.
Yeah, I'll probably just sort of be sitting there, sort of trying my best to kind of have this aura, you know what I mean? So just sort of try to look as if I'm tough and if I could, kick anyone's ass, sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
it's very nerve-wracking. So you sort of, this is finally your big opportunity to prove yourself, right? It's like a great opportunity,
exactly.
but also like if you fuck it up, this could be it for you.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, precisely. So I'm trying my best to sort of keep my composure, but I'm also kind of like, I'm betrayed a little bit because I'm looking at the bike, and I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm sort of appreciating it, sort of thing. But I'm trying to appear to be the big boy. You know what I mean? So I've got like my arms folded like this. I click my neck a little bit.
Yeah, and you're in the front seat. partially you think maybe because you're a bit too wide for to be squeezed into the back.
Yeah.
And we get another sort of movement as the camera sort of moves further behind into the car, where we see another individual. Sergey,
Yeah.
would you like to sort of
Yeah.
introduce yourself? You're sitting in the rightmost seat and have just sort of like seen, you sort of like had to lean over to like pull the clasp to open the door for Blair.
Yeah. Am I on the side facing the street?
You're
I'm
currently in
on
a
the right.
garage, so.
Oh, I'm in a garage. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
garage.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
Garage.
just like, it's really weird. He's almost like an alien. He's like feeling the seat cushion and like feeling the exhaust where the air conditioning is coming out.
It's got that new car smell as well.
Yeah,
Are we
so
all in the
it's
same
so
car
weird.
right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
You're
so
in the
I'll
front.
prob-
You're in the front seat.
I'm
in
standing.
the-
I'm standing outside of it. But
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you've like
Right.
so Sergey's just like opened the door for you, and they're sort of like
'Cause-
waiting for you to get in.
Essentially, Tommy is kind of like got his arms crossed like this, sort of thing, puffing his chest out, sort of thing. But he's kind of like looking down. He's not paying attention to anyone around him. He's not paying attention to the driver or people behind him. He's like, just sort of
Yeah.
sitting there,
Like
looking
trying to
moody.
sort of psych yourself up and try not
Yeah,
to
kinda-
look
God.
too nervous or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, I understand.
Sergey's the complete opposite. He is like everything seems to intrigue him and interest him. Like he looks like a new pet almost. That's probably the best way of describing it. He's just like, what is this? And he like he like pulls open if there is one of those sort of like middle brackets in the back seat that has like a cup holders and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, good cheese thereof. Oh, and he's just feeling the felt, and it's just really weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you open the door for me, and I just kind of like, I'll give you a sort of a smile, but it's not warm at all. Like it's like a warm smile that's trying to be warm. So just kind of that fake like, and I'll grab my bike and like have the click 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 as I walk it over to the wall and like set it against the wall,
Yeah.
and then straighten my suit. And then I'll come and I'll go sit down, but it'd be one of those things where like everybody would like sort of just look like, what the fuck is this guy doing on a bicycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna take a little drive, boys. I'll fill you in on the way. It's good. The roar of this baby like pats the sort of dashboard.
Yeah.
Drowns out most conversation. If anyone wants to try listening in. Anyway, he's like sort of looking at you in like the mirror, and then like glances over at you, Tommy.
Yeah, that's kind of like no, I'm not even paying attention to him half the time. I'm just sort of like keep
How
to
many-
myself, sort of thing.
How many horsepower does she get?
60.
That is much, yes?
Yes,
Very
Far enough.
nice.
it's much.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm just feeling like the sidebar of the door.
Yeah, he just like shakes his head and like rolls his eyes. You see, like Blair probably notices this, and Tommy, but you're probably like too caught up in just like
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there quietly to myself.
Yeah. So you've got in the car?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll
He,
shut the
puts
door behind me.
Stick shift in gear and starts pulling out onto the road. Have any of you killed anyone before?
Yes.
He like raises an eyebrow at you.
Like I seem like the last person to say that, but I'm the first person to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe. Oh, I've got to get like a good balance song. This is a good one. Here we go. What about you? Like looks in the mirror at you, Blair.
I just
And, like,
just shake my head.
Yeah, his head just turns towards you, Tommy. And you, big guy?
And I sort of look at him. It's like, I think it's any of your fucking business, is it? Well, yeah, sure. I've had my fair share of nights out, so to speak. But
Yeah, you see he sort of like, his eye sort of twitches almost when you say that. But he seems to like sort of like bite his lower lip and... Unfortunately, It is my business. Because that's exactly what I'm about to be asking you to do. And he starts the car and, like, continues down the road.
So, we're going to knock someone off, are we? Hey?
Going to kill men.
Yes. You're going to kill someone for us. But it can't be done under our name. You're going to kill the mad boy.
Who is this?
Of course the foreigner doesn't know.
No.
He's the child of the Cornix. Like, does like a bad Irish accent. The oldest son. He's a sick, psychotic fuck. But he's been taking our land north of the river. A whole block. We've had an agreement with the Cornix for a while, but if they're going to go north of the river, we need to do something in response.
Yes.
And he's like just looking at you, Sergey, expectantly.
Yes. So, we are going to put ourselves into, how you say, plainclothes. Then find him, make sure no one see, and kill.
You don't need to do plain clothes.
Okay.
What, so
We
we
know
can
where it'll
break
be.
his skull in or something?
Good big man. Not the most discreet way, not how I do it, but whatever gets the job done.
Right. Because I don't play dress up, you know what I mean?
I understand. At around 7 p.m. tomorrow, he's going to be indulging some of his more carnal pleasures at Madame Versailles. That's where you boys will get him. A man's weakest when his dick's in a woman.
Yes, when he is having the sex.
Yeah, when he's having the sex, Sergey. And like
Yeah.
he like turns around a corner. If he's with a girl, you can shoot for her to get the job done.
Right.
And he seems to notice someone walking down the street out of the window, and the car begins to slow as he sort of like pulls closer to the curb. One moment. Adam! He shouts out the window, and you see walking down the street there's this rat-like man with the confidence of a very spotty teenager who stops almost instantly, and his eyes widen as he sees who's calling him. And the bloody hat, the two of you who aren't Blair know him by reputation,
Yeah.
at the very least. If this man calls your name, you go towards him.
Yep.
Is he a bit of a rough boy then? Is he like a... Because, you know, in Orcish sort of standards, if you break a few skulls, you know, that's something
Yeah.
to notice.
Well, I don't
if
think
he,
they
if
call
you,
him
like, stab
Bloody
people, you know.
because, you know, he makes pretty good bloody martinis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a bloody good martini.
I think that's a good summary of it, Brennan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this little man with this crooked nose and like beady little eyes. He's wearing this vest with no blazer or jacket and just like a shirt underneath, and has this sort of striped pattern, vertical stripes on his shirt, and his collar's messy. As I understand, aren't you getting protection from Miles guys? Like the guy starts approaching. Yeah, buddy Martin. This sort of like excuse for a male has just enough time to sort of finish his sentence, getting close to the car before Martin's hand whips up super fast, grabbing him by the tie and just yanking him down so that his face just smashes into the top of the car. And now you've dented my car. That's new, you know. I'll put that on your tab when you pay it. And then the man like just sort of nods, like clutching his nose. You see like blood streaming down his face. Just because Miles is too nice to hire his goons doesn't mean you can walk the streets in broad daylight without paying what you owe. Good. The guy just like nods and then like disappears into the crowd. Sorry about that, boys. Rolls the window back up and starts driving off.
Yeah.
That's the business you're getting into. Hopefully not his kind.
In the drive, I'm probably just gonna lean over to Blair, just do this like really bad whisper, but hopefully effective to him. Like,
Yeah, because there's like a
Yeah.
middle seat in between, so you sort of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
go
yeah.
halfway, but then have to like stage whisper anyway.
You know, British mafia, much less direct than Russian mafia. In Russia, that man would have knife in gut. No word need be said. I don't understand.
He's only a few days late.
Oh. Okay. I understand.
Yeah, I just kind of look down at him and then just continue looking forward.
Yeah. The guy that looks in his mirror, he's like, "What's wrong with you, mate? Don't talk much."
Are you talking to me by any chance?
No, he's looking like
Blair.
at the mirror, back at Blair.
yeah.
Ah, right.
Yeah, I look up at him in the eyes and just never been in a car before.
Enjoy it while you can.
What?
Never been in
Work
a
with
car
us.
before. What?
You might get more trips in the car, that is.
Huh. Even in Soviet
Yeah, just
Russia,
look
we have
around and
cars.
Very nice.
Appreciate it. And you see, like, the door is like slightly ajar, just because like the
Yeah,
top bit's
the bend.
been slightly
Yeah.
dented, so the window doesn't close properly.
Yeah, because he fucking roasted that guy.
Yeah. So, all I can think of that's left is for you boys to find some excuse to be in Madame Versailles' place. Not especially fond of us, deep in Cornic territory. Any ideas? What about you, big guy? Seems to like almost laugh at himself just for asking that.
And like he kind of like seems to snap out of a trance, and he's like, "What?"
So asking you if you had any. No, don't worry. Either of you got any
No,
thoughts?
ask one of the humans. They probably got a good idea.
Yeah. Well, looks in the mirror.
What? You say you have good time to kill, yes? Where is this sex place?
About 2 blocks down from the Cornix bar. Their main base.
Okay.
Deep south of the river. That's why we need you to do it.
Okay.
Any of our boys go that far south, it's pretty obvious we're looking to cause trouble.
So we go while he is having the sex, and we kill, yes?
Yeah.
It's easy.
Right. It's not
You
Not
wanna
as
go in
easy
like
as
that?
you think.
Sorry, what'd you say, Brendan? I talked over you.
Yeah, not as easy as you think. You don't want them to know that it was the mob that did it, right?
This
that means
one I
no
understand.
guns.
And he's just like looking at you now, like intensely, like smiling in the mirror.
Means no guns. I'd say easiest thing to do. Go up there. Maybe me and the small one, or the orc. Dressed as cops. Drag him out on some trumped up charges. He's a little drunk, a little rowdy. We show him who's boss. A little bit too rough. Happens in the town all the time, right? Drunken idiot gets beat to death by the police.
You know what? I like him. Do you like him? Like, looks over at you, Tommy.
Yeah, he's well, he's got an imagination. I give him that.
We could use people with an imagination. And the car stops. Looks like we're here. Come on.
Yeah, I just immediately open the door and get out.
Yeah. You see, there is the sort of this sort of quaint, almost squashed-looking building with a large wooden sign painted across it, reading a section reading Frankie's Cobblers. And as you guys head within, following him, I'm assuming everybody does.
Yeah.
You see there are, on the walls of the place, there are these various coat hook-like things which hold shoes. You see there are 2 seats at one side of the room, and in one of them there is a man sitting down getting his shoes shined. Next to him is his wheelchair that he's just sort of like rested. And there is a halfling like knelt down, like shining his shoes for him. And behind the counter you see, standing on what appears to be like a bar stool, there is another halfling who appears to be sort of sewing a couple of pieces of leather together. Jacob, the bloody hat mine, lifts like the flap at the side of the counter and just walks through into the back room, just nodding, Frankie, and heads into the back room. There is a black curtain which sort of keeps the back room concealed, and he just sort of like brushes it to one side and heads through, nodding for you all to like follow him in.
Yeah. I follow.
Yeah. You follow and end up in this sort of back area, which is a little more than a cobbler's back room. There are various pieces of leather, some like rolls that, you know, have had bits cut out of them and stuff. But you see there appears to be a door, almost conspicuously behind like a shelf of shoes, which Jacob just like moves almost easily to the side as if all the shoes are glued down. None of them fall off, and then does a rap, just not a gangster rap. He just raps his knuckles against the door, and there is this sort of hatch, this horizontal hatch which slides open, slides shut, and then the door, you hear some clicks as the door is opened, and Jacob just grins at you and then nods for you to go before him.
I feel like Blair's leading us through.
I believe so. Yeah. So Blair, you like look. I'm guessing you like sort of look at sort of Jacob like up and down, and then head into the room.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you head into this room, and as soon as you round the corner here, you see exactly why secrecy was necessary. You enter into what looks like a bar that belongs in a way richer area. The bar itself is nice enough. There is a sort of stone bar with a glass sort of top to it, like a paneled top. The entire room sort of is musty with the smell of smoke, which seems to hang on the air, but only no stale smoke, since there's no wood to sort of absorb it into. And the room looks almost like it's a basement then, as opposed to being on the first floor. Standing behind the bar, there is this sort of thicker than he is tall dwarf with a sort of extremely coarse black beard. And sitting at the bar is someone you recognize. At least Blair, you recognize him. Vemnon is sitting at the bar and was just getting up, finishing the last glass of this reddish liquid. His eyes sort of land on you, but just pass over you, not showing any ounce or hint of surprise or like interest.
Yeah, I did the same. Just sort of look at him and then look away.
Yeah.
He's just in suit.
Yeah. And a voice comes from the seat next to Vemnon. It's a man with these circular rimmed glasses. His hair is sort of parted at the center. It seems like there's more attention into his mustache than into his clothes. He is this man. Please, Martin, don't tell me you brought these ones here without even checking to see if any of them have a wire or are working for the Cornix. And Jacob just sort of shrugs and then looks at you, Vemnon, as you're sort of like walking towards the door. You new bloods are lucky. Not every day that you get blessed with the brother of the Don. Half brother. Just like a over-the-top bow. You know, this guy basically does this shit because he's essentially the same sort of power and position as you in the family.
Yeah.
So he does this shit to basically like just play high and mighty to annoy you.
Yeah, he's the right hand. I'm the left hand. Nobody cares about the left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just...
Pleasure as always. Jacob. I trust you have some group of ruffians to end rightly on this fine day.
Couple of them are even interesting.
Oh my. You doing something interesting with yourself. Now, I don't think I've seen or heard of that for, well, years.
Someone, just a voice from behind you, gets called. It's like, I suppose our business was concluded anyway. This man, like with these Ramarin glasses, just closes the book.
Yeah.
And like just downs the rest of the liquor in his whiskey glass.
We'll speak again, Barry.
Before you go, what do you think of them? These three, I mean.
Well, you've got a garden variety bowl of cabbage.
I'm looking at Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
A new
Fucking
puppy.
what, mate?
New puppy. And, well, and a handyman. Is that really who you want doing your work for you, Jacob? I mean,
See, this is why most of the men who worked for him don't like him. Pats you on your shoulder. That would be all Vemnon.
Yeah, I take out the handkerchief, very, like, exaggeratedly wipe away his hand, like where his hand touched.
Yeah.
you boys have a lovely day. Don't let my presence mar it.
He starts to walk off slowly.
Yeah. Cool. As you head out the room.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Sergei's like, who was that?
Yeah, I'm like,
He wear full white suit. How they make full white suit? How is this possible?
yeah. Just super confused.
Alright. So I think that's most of the business done. Looks like you boys are forming a good rapport. I'll take some credit for that. And it looks like one of you, at least, has brains to form a plan too. Have some fun on me. Been a while since we've had anything. You've had anything as good as we've got here. Dwarf's 4 beer, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he goes over to the bar, like sits a distance away from you and starts like having a conversation with another like mafia guy who's in the bar.
Yeah.
And by the way, alcohol is like extremely illegal.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I was gonna walk over to it and just grab it, and like, never had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I walk up because, like, in my mind...
It's not illegal. It's not illegal in Russia.
No, and in my mind, I never
So,
got to
like-
say this in the last scene. Like, he came here 2 weeks ago, in my head.
Yeah.
And he's just been, like, falling into places where he's been useful. So yeah, he goes up to the bar and he's just taps the table.
Give me American liquor. Please.
All right. Strong or weak? You look like one who likes it weak.
What?
The dwarf sort of smiles at you. A human, I mean.
I come
See,
from...
one of his teeth is like brass.
I have drank orcs under the table in Russia, okay? I may be small, but I have large stomach. That is
I
what...
look at him and like,
Yeah.
you could vouch for that, can you? Hey?
Sure. He's man in Russia. His name... Chachki. He very strange man. He not man, he orc. Anyway, I want drink. I was promised American drink.
You'll get it. Just slap something down the table. Brennan, I'm just going to describe what's going to happen. You're going to go over there, and then you can go for like
Yeah.
5 minutes, quick.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, in
basically-
5 minutes, I just have to grab something.
Yeah, cool. As you sort of like staring down, looking confused at this drink. Well, not confused, but just sort of like
Ooh.
not having began it yet, and sort of like
Yeah.
taking the time to sort of think on it. This is for
Oh, Blair.
Blair.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And you sort of like look around the room and you see Jacob is, as you look over at him, like beckoning you over with a finger and like sort of like basically like waving away the guy who he was talking to.
Yeah, and I'll pick up the glass of liquor and excuse me. I say to Tommy and Sergey as I just walk over.
Okay. Yeah, and then you can go get food, and we'll come back to that after.
Yeah.
Whatever Tommy and Sergey are doing right now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm feeling slightly slighted that he reckons they can drink an orc under the table. So yeah, you reckon you do that, can you? Hey.
Yeah. Right. Well, I must taste American drink first. Hold on.
To make sure it ain't too bloody strong for you.
No.
You wet wipe.
Make sure they
Jacob,
know dilute with water.
Are you sure that these two are people who you want to be buying drinks for? And Jacob is like currently Blair's just sat down next to him. He just like waves a hand. I'll take that as a yes. Put that on his tab, and just basically brings out a bottle of what looks essentially like It looks like just a jar, like almost like a giant beaker
Yeah.
sort of thing that he just like plonks down on the table,
Nice.
and then gets out a ladle and 2 whiskey glasses.
That's pretty cool.
Is it
On
whiskey?
ice.
Just so you know, Trevor, I kind of look. Tommy looks as if he's had like about a bottle of whiskey already.
Oh my
Kind of like, you know.
Yeah, you had to have
It looks a
courage
bit-
for the job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's like, come on in, and he grabs it. He grabs a drink, and he's like,
And does that.
Why
and then
is
he
it
begs
brown?
you to do the same.
Do you take poop in drink before serve?
Just fucking drink it.
It was just question.
Wait.
I
Just fucking
come
drink
on.
it.
Yeah,
Put
he
it
just-
in, yeah. You
Yeah.
nonce.
Change his accent.
he throws it down. How is it compared to what I'm used to?
It's different for sure.
Yeah.
What you're used to is just sort of like the medicine, like alcohol, which just hits you.
Yeah.
Whereas the taste of this seems to imbue or embody more of the plant that it comes from.
Okay.
Though it seems to come from a few, and you can't pin down exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's just this sort of like miscellaneous moonshine, and it's nice, but it's not like super nice. It's basically what they would drink here just to get you like shit faced.
Okay.
Is it sort of the type of drink which is like 90% alcohol, 10% flavour?
It's
sort of?
probably like 50-60%.
Right. Oh, so it's like a pretty strong.
Yeah, it's probably up near absinthe sort of area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I just down it in one go. I'm like, come on in, go on, you nonce.
Yeah.
Looking
He. Oh, it's not a shot glass. That's right. Yeah, he takes a sip. This not too bad. I kind of like.
I'm glad you like it. There's a whole thing, and just like slaps the this sort of like glass tube.
Yeah.
And the water sort of like sloshes about.
Yeah. He's.
Thankfully for you, he's paying for it. I chose an extra big one.
Wait, who's paying for it?
Yes.
He nods over towards Jacob, who's having a conversation with Blair.
Nice.
Fuck you, Jacob.
This is very nice.
Go.
Okay. Yeah, I just start drinking from the glass, just like trying to see how much I can take in one go.
Oh god, you guys are trying to outdrink each other.
Because like this is the kind of guy who just has a small bottle of vodka just hidden in a special coat pouch. Because he was probably told at the last second, oh yeah, alcohol's illegal here. So he's like, shit! So he had to buy a whole new coat just to be able to store it with him.
So, describe to me how both of you are approaching, because you will get through a few glasses without like feeling too many effects initially. So, explain to me how you're sort of like going about drinking all of these shots, and then afterwards, if you guys want any particular scenes, like role-playing scenes or anything, just mention that to me. Otherwise, I'll cut over to what.
Right.
Brennan,
Yeah. Like, Tommy's probably he's got a bit of a competitive edge on him, so he sort of he drinks one really quick and then stares at Sergey to see what he's going to do next. And if he drinks one more, he'll drink one more, and vice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sergey is going to start drinking. Once it gets to the point where he's getting more and more drunk from it, he's just going to start singing the Soviet-Russian national anthem. And he's just going to start going ham on that.
and
Yeah.
just drinking all the while, just like, another one!
Okay.
Stop!
So I would say, Sergey, you can make me a forceful or flashy roll.
Fuck yeah!
And I would say, Tommy, you can make me a forceful or a quick roll.
Ah, nice. Oh, here we go. Like,
Let's do it.
And let's see who outdrinks.
Woo!
it's forceful, dude.
Three.
Say?
Yes. Oh, good. Okay. So it
Damn.
seems like Sergey perhaps gets drunker quicker, or like evidently drunker quicker. Becomes a lot more boisterous, if that's even possible. And sort of more like singing the Russian anthem. Whereas you're sort of like calmly like downing drinks, but then after a certain point, you feel almost like it all hits you at once, and opposed to feeling drunk at any point other than like the normal level of buzz that you're at when you're going to one of these meetings, you just feel like really like uncomfortable in your stomach, and you can power through it, but it won't be too great for you.
Spend some points, dude. I don't think you would let a fucking human outdrink you.
It's up to you.
Oh, come on, in. And yeah, I think I'd probably use a fate point for that,
Okay.
if possible, because I'm a
Cool.
bigger boy, you know.
So would you like to use the aspect heavy-handed brute and just be like, I'm so like, I just have so much muscle mass that my metabolism can just process
Exactly,
that
yeah,
well?
precisely.
Or would you like to be like, I have something to prove in this scenario, specifically to this Russian human? Which one of those would you like to sort of go for? Because that will sort of affect how you're getting through this.
Right, I'd probably say it's a little bit of both, but mainly because I'm so like
Yeah, but you have to
Big,
like
so to speak,
choose which
that
one
one
you're
metabolism.
like spending a fate point on.
oh right, okay, yeah, I'll spend the point on sort of the heavy-handed brute sort of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're just like downing drinks, and this sort of this feeling that you feel almost too often for it to be healthy in your stomach. You just like quench that down inside of you, and just like down another drink with like a stern face, and then like stare over at Sergey, who is now like found just like this sort of other like mafia guy. He's just like got him in his shoulder, is singing the song,
Sing with me!
and the guy is like. I don't like, and he doesn't know any of the words, but
Stalingrad!
it's also very drunk.
Yeah.
Very drunk, so he's just sort of like singing along to it.
Yeah. I think Tommy's quite comfortable in the fact that he's making a complete dick of himself.
Yeah.
So like
So-
at least Tommy isn't the one who's being
Standoffish.
called out. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you get a +2 to that roll, which means you beat Sergey.
Nice.
Which means basically by virtue of Sergey embarrassing himself and you being perfectly fine, you win the drinking competition. Meanwhile, over at Blair, if you're good for that, Brennan.
Yep. Yeah. So as I'm walking over, if my jacket is still buttoned up very formally. I'm just holding the glass, which I clearly haven't touched. I'm holding it like this too, not like
Yeah.
It's like I'm underhanding it, And because that's always how I used to see my mother drink. She would have the glass down like
Yeah.
this, as if it's a wine goblet, but it's not. So
Yeah. He sort of like appraises you as you approach. And you like, do you sit down on one of the like bar stools next to him?
no, I just stand there.
Okay. He like sort of spins around in the stool and like looks up at you. All right, I'll be straight with you. The other two seem like kind of wild cards. Don't get me wrong, we can use a couple guys like them, go in, break a couple legs, that sort of thing. But you remind me a lot of myself when I was a kid. This makes you do some messed up stuff, but it's worth it. He, like, looks over at you, the two others drinking. There's a bit more to this mission. We know there's a secret back room. Madame Facides. I'd like you to go in there and get him out alive yourself. or kill him and bring him to me. After you do this, just leave the others. I don't care if they get arrested or what. Have them cause some chaos in the main area, in the lobby. Have them search some rooms, some shit like that. Your police idea is good. That'll cause some chaos. Most of the clientele there don't exactly want to be caught. Once you get the guy, there's a graveyard nearby, still in Cornic territory. Meet me there. I've got a good place for the body.
And if he puts up more of a resistance than we thought, or if the other two blurt out some sort of information as to where we're from.
We'll deny it. Say you're part of the freaks. Why do you think I got a half-orc to go with you?
And I'll sort of like, yeah, I'll sort of be drinking a bit, but I'm like, what? What are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah, they're speaking. Sorry, they're speaking with like very hushed tones.
Oh right, okay. So
You probably wouldn't be able to hear them from where you
Oh,
are, especially
fair
because like Sergei's being especially loud.
Yeah, what a shot.
Dos Fernanda! Yeah.
Yeah, I just look at him and just nod, and if either of them go down, I'll make sure to disfigure them so they won't be able to identify if they were one of the cops or not. Is there anything else you need?
And he just seems to be like appraising you, as like almost as if he's undressing you with his eyes in
Yeah.
that sort of way. You know, I'm surprised you haven't got into mafia work before. And he just like takes another like long inhale on his cigarette. There's nothing else I need. It'll be quiet. We'll bury the body. The others won't know where it is. I don't trust them not to fucking try and sell it back to their dad.
Perfect.
And he just like nods.
And yeah, I
Tell
just
me, you can have more than just that. Like points at your glass.
I
In
just
fact-
look down at it and thanks.
Thorbear. And the dwarf like sort of like looks almost pissed off, but starts heading over. Get me some of the blue moon.
Can he not?
And this large dwarf comes over with these sort of two glasses filled with reddish liquor and like plunk them down. They're sort of whiskey glasses. Plunks two of them down in front of you, and Jacob sort of slides one of them like along the bar just so you can take it.
Yeah. I'll like grab it. You know, I still have my other one like this,
Yeah.
but as I just stop it and like
Yeah, and basically he's just like, don't drink that, Hogswill. Drink something nice.
yeah, I'll like set it down immediately. Just grab the other one and as quickly as I can, just down the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And it tastes nice. It's like strong, but kind of goes down smoothly, like more so than you'd expect for a liquor. And the taste is like a little bit tart and tastes very fruity. But it's a pretty satisfying drink, both on like the alcohol scale and on the whole general taste and feel of it.
Yeah, I just kind of like I drink it and I put it back and just and blueberries.
Yeah.
Blueberries.
Do you make it very obvious, Brennan, that you're coughing from drinking
Yeah.
whiskey? And
you don't see what he was drinking, but yeah, you see that he's coughing
Right.
after drinking.
well, yeah, I just hear him cough, and I immediately know. I'm just like slam my drink down on the table. I just turn around, I just start pissing myself laughing at him.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Just like because I'm already like 95% there, and anyway,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
And you
I've been
see
drinking with Sergey.
you see there's that twitch in Jacob's face again as you do so. Well, Blair notices the twitch. You're too busy laughing your ass off.
Yeah, I just
Are you right there, little man? Not too much for you.
Hilavorich! Gorinago! Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
just like crawling on the floor, like wrenching at your boot, just like Nirala! I'm just saying these random Russian words, seemingly.
Yeah, and Jacob just
Yeah.
kind of like sips his.
Yeah, and I just look at Jacob and just thank you, but I'm going to go join the other dogs in the kennel.
Have fun. It's always good to for men like us to indulge ourselves with the lower class.
Yeah, and I'll just turn around and
Pretty rude.
walk back.
Yeah, and he just like slowly sips his blueberry moonshine.
Yeah, like it would have been one of those things where whenever I make eye contact with him, I only do it for about a second, and then I just sort of look away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just to hide something. You know, it's like I'm trying to look at him through a glass, through like a pane of glass, so that I'm not
Mhm.
really looking at him.
I think in that last sort of exchange between you, you look for him for maybe like slightly longer than before, like a
Yeah,
couple
like
of seconds.
like a second longer than I have before, and just
When you do so, can you roll me a careful check, please?
yeah.
And you have to beat a 3, I'll say, for this. So you could choose these fate die if you would like to. If you would like to use a
Oh,
fate die,
God.
you can.
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I let
Okay.
something slip out that maybe I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Nice. And he like raises an eyebrow at you. Enjoy
And
your
I-
drinks.
Yeah. Turn around and just go to the thing.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Is there anything that the rest of the two of you would like to do in this scene?
Yeah,
Or are you
I'm
content?
probably just going to continue drinking quite a bit. You know, sort of laughing at Sergei because it seems to Tommy that Sergei just isn't handling it very well. Like he's on the floor, you know, he's like that's yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Sergey seems like the kind of guy who can take a lot of alcohol, but there is an exponential curve as to his boisterousness and the
Yeah.
amount he drinks. So, yeah. He's off his rocker at this point.
Okay.
But he has gone quite overboard.
Yeah, so like I'm not sure if Sergei would sort of you know, retort or whatever. But I'll probably just be taking the mick out of you a little bit, you know, because you can't handle your drink, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like laughing at you. I'm like calling you names, you know. I'm saying to you like, come on, just one more, you know, one more. Trying to tempt you.
Oh, yeah, you keep saying one more. And I just... Yes, you did! One more! You stupid green fuck! And I just kind of, like, accidentally hit my head on the counter, like, give me a glass.
Brennan, I realized that basically me having you make that careful check was basically me making you compelled to like be reckless.
Yeah.
So I will give you a fate point for that because
Cool.
I realized that that's just me not being used to the system. But
Cool.
that's what I should have basically done is like compelled you to do that. So
Yeah, yeah.
there you
You compel me to show something that I shouldn't have.
go. Yes.
Just a little bit of fire. Yeah.
hmm Yeah. And he can interpret that how he wants, and I have rolled for that. But if everybody is content with this scene, I think we will end this scene here and take a break.
No,
Yep.
boy.
Nice. Cool.
So, everybody.
I
get
love it.
drinks
Zach
and
is
all that
saying
stuff.
Frosty always plays the edgelord, and this time,
That's
Whiskey
my
made
fault.
me.
That's my
yeah,
fault.
yeah, whiskey made me, dude.
I straight up went to Frosty and was like, Frosty, here is the character I want you to play. Would you be happy playing him? And then
Yeah.
like gave him like these parameters and was like, everything else you can fill in. But I was like, okay, so your parents were killed, like you want revenge, blah 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 blah. So everything else like was Frosty, but I sort of put the prerequisites for edginess in him.
Yeah, angry kid.
Yeah.